Pasha Pablo, thank you for tuning. YNet 7. I'm coming to you today to discuss first video of 2025. Outside of people just being broke, the number one killer of why our communities aren't progressing is because of emotional attachments to beliefs without any knowledge of truth. And you guys know, the YNet 7 public knows the pains of dealing with such. And honestly, when it's about when the topic is irrelevant to the success of people or the planet or the nation or freedom, it's irritating, but it's not mandatory to correct. When the ignorance bleeds over into preventing society from progressing, now it has become a weapon. Now those caged minds have been weaponized against you and your personal freedom. Because those that have been following along know that once reaching enlightenment, you will realize you can't be enlightened unless those around you are enlightened too. Otherwise, the disposition and deposition will always create a conflict, because the ignorant don't know what they don't know, and history has proved that they always persecute the ones who actually have the light out of their own ignorance. And 2024 has been filled with that. My whole life, right? My whole life has been filled with that. But 2024 really, really, really rocked the boat. And I've been trying everything to find the right people So what happened, Basha? Well, I was talking to my peoples, and I realized, I'm like, yeah, I go through something crazy every day, right? It's because on so many different levels, society doesn't want extraordinary. It makes them uncomfortable, right? So if you spent 30 years going down rabbit holes, studying everything you can, then the people that didn't study nothing and don't know much, you're always going to sound crazy to them. Now, couple that with you being a business owner. Most of you business owners, and I'm not talking about retail people, which I gotta remember, this is why we can't work with the financial world. People in finance, they're all, I see why I walked away from financial world, fintech, right? But I run into these type of roadblocks and obstacles often. What I'm appalled by is how it affects the community. And people don't realize that their ignorance is costing potentially hundreds of thousands of people the resources that they need in the society. And I mean that because, like, if you start a business today and it's put in position in a good way, it's given the right attitude, the right marketing, the right brand, you get the right strategy. Someone really puts the battery in your back, tells you where to go, and wind you up, Energizer Bunny. There you go. You grow that brand, and my motto is you can grow your business large enough to replace a portion of the government. That's what time we on right now. If you're not trying to do that, just say that. Don't make excuses. Because I'll respect you for saying, hey, look, I just want to help a few people in the community. That's cool though. You can help your community, and that'll be a percentage of what we need for the nation. Maybe we just need 30 of you. That's fine. But and I can't fault people because they don't know what they don't know. But I'm just so tired of dealing with a society that always telling you what they know, not knowing that they don't know shit. Because they don't know what they're fucking up. I was speaking with a potential client because I'm really good at screening people and giving them the opportunity to know who I am and run now if you're gonna run, because I'm truth. I'm omnipresent. And if you're not ready for that, we're not gonna work well together. And I don't want any of us to be in a nightmare, and it's just disappointing. I really wish that I knew what I know now like 4 years ago. I could have took a log. Like, I know what I know, but I mean, I could have literally took a detailed log and just look at the bullshit ass excuses one after another, and the ignorance that people swear is their beliefs, and just document exactly how, well, this person's fucking up the community because of this ignorant ass thought, right? How many people does that cost? What in the next future? Because they can't get over their shit and get in a position to make an impact in the world, because they don't know that the thoughts they got aren't their own thoughts. They're being controlled, and they don't see that the control mechanism is preventing them from doing what they're supposed to do in society, because the people that know what they need to know are going to be seen as the outcast of society. And I know this is a different format. I normally come in with pictures and all this stuff. I got some photos, but it's all, we ready to go into etymology. We ready to take it back to the origins, because this is so troublesome. Like, I'm every week in 2024, like, I pondered at least once that week, like, I'm just so ready to just leave society. Like, I just don't want to. I can't keep going through the ignorance. Everywhere you turn, everywhere you talk to, it's some damn bullshit. And it's not like I'm talking about, sports scores. No, I'm talking about bullshit that's costing American lives. We're losing people. Matter of fact, some book states that people perish through the lack of knowledge. So if they're perishing due to lack of knowledge, why is the thing that the people want the least knowledge? I'm tired. I'm tired of it. Like I got so many answers. I got so many solutions, and people are just so dumb. And I'm saying that because I'm tired of being blamed for their fucking ignorance. 1,000 different ways, 10,000 different times. Meanwhile, it wouldn't matter to me if I wasn't trying to create a better America, to free people, as Harriet Tubman might say. I don't even know if that's the real quote from her. It's just what everybody gives her credit for. But the quote of, I could have freed so many more if only they knew they were slaves. In this case, I talked to a lot of business owners. Like I said, some of them got a business, as they would call it. But some of them actually have great ideas. I get excited when I see people that have great ideas, because I can invest in those ideas with my intangibles. And if we have the right budget, we could actually build some things that could create change in the nation and the world. I know this because I've done it many times for corporate America. They like my ideas because it makes them profitable. That's why the word profit exists. We're going to get into some religious terms, but not in a religious way. So they appreciate your profit in corporate America when they can profit from it. I just really wish that when you bring that home to the community, man, look at what empowerment we can make in the community. But it don't work like that too often in many communities. I talk to a lot of people so in this case, I was talking to a business owner. I'll let them remain anonymous. No, normally I come on here and I show names or hint to, but in this case, it could be you. Right? Because I know you guys hear me talk about this stuff, but maybe you never stop to understand what I'm really saying to you. So this is just the perfect example with the perfect magnitude of what it's fucking up to showcase as a case study. Because I might not be here tomorrow. I might, and if the future finds this, not Christel's future, I mean the future people in the world or whatever one day, and my channel may become their Bible of the future. I don't know. But I leave these valuable insights behind for y'all, because the world's clearly not ready for it right now. But I keep trying to find a critical mass, and it just gets so, the disappointment just gets overwhelming. So I was speaking to this business owner, and you know, my latest push, or the latest gravity that I'm broadcasting is we need to grow our businesses and brands to compete with market share of the United States government, the same market share as the United States government. No harm, no foul. We're just going to compete for the same market share. That's the solution. No, we ain't gotta go to war. We ain't gotta show up with rifles to the White House. We ain't gotta worry about the Apache helicopters gunning on all of our good soldiers and leaving the weak and ignorant behind so that then they can totally be destroyed. We need to capture the market share. I'm looking for serious fucking individuals who's ready to do it, who's ready to grow, who's ready to take a stand, who remotely wants to be a part of truth. Because we have less than 5 years now that it's officially 2025. If they are on schedule for Agenda 2030, congratulations, you will own nothing and be happy. We have, for those who may not want to participate in Neuralink, we have less than 5 years now. We have 4 years, 364 days to get our shit together where our communities are sustainable. It sounds impossible, but if organized correctly, we only need 16 months. But we can't even get half of y'all to understand what the fucking words mean, so that you can stop being so fucking emotional, so that you can stop fucking up the opportunity to build. Like, y'all supposed to be so religious and act like y'all don't understand why they confused the languages in the Tower of Babylon story, so that you couldn't build. Look, so I'm talking to this business owner. And I mean, first of all, how many other business owners go through shit like this? Like, you top tier, top dog in your industry, but people don't like this about you or that about you. So you have to watch the community suffer from not getting your experience or your product, all because of fucking ignorance. How do you feel about that? What does it do to you? So, business owner has a great idea. And because I'm in the mindset of, hey, look, who are the people that we can push and grow to collectively compete for market share with the United States government? In our conversation, I was like, oh, great. You basically are saying to me, I'm gonna translate, that you have the opportunity, if you grow the scale, that you could replace the Department of Health and Human Services for single American women, single American mothers. It's fucking awesome. That's a fucking awesome opportunity. Let's grow that shit. Let's get this shit together. Let's build. Everything was going great. And I put all this stuff out there because, like I said, if you're not gonna like something about me, if you're not gonna like me, if you feel like you can't work with me, then let's identify that up front. And I'm cool if you don't, because I understand the word attitude means position. And when you're enlightened, much of the world is dispositioned beneath your horizon, your line of sight. So they'll never understand. And that's okay. So the next day, I get a text saying, hey, I watched some of your YouTube videos and I'm gonna have to not move forward. So I'm like, okay, cool. But I always try to learn, well, what was it? In my mind, I'm like, well, maybe it was some of the, United States. I'm American. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that, whatever. The last thing I thought I was going to hear was, well, here it goes. Look. So what I got, because I was like, okay, cool, no worries for me. Look, I stand on my content. Etymology of the word authority is the book or quote that settles the question. Nothing I've given anybody is emotional, right? Stuff I put on here is the same stuff that I win court cases with. Like, every time I talk to the experts or the people associated with authority, the real authority, the truth, they know what the fuck I'm talking about. I only deal with this bullshit in the gin pop, and that's why I'm like, but where do you go to get away from the gin pop? The gin pop is everywhere. It's like a plague. And it's something like this one may be religious, getting in the way. This other one may be some other topic. Next week it's gonna be this, and it's just like but it's all ignorance. It's all lack of knowledge. So the comment came back as, no, it's not the content nor the information. I'm cool with that. Because, like we talk, everybody had a meeting with me, know how I start off. We cover everything. Look, I'm American. I'm not a United States citizen. Look, this, that, and the other. Boom, boom. Yep, this, that, boom. Yep. Yep. We gonna run now. And everybody that knows me, whether you know of me or know me, just like know me personally, or just know you've been watching this channel, or whether you read posts on Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, everybody knows. 847,000 people know that I'm not religious. And when I reference, they know that I break down little God versus capital God. We already done videos on that. We already did the misinterpretation of tithes and sins. We've already covered all this stuff on the channel. All of this is public. So everybody's heard me say at least once, the Most High. I just refer to whatever you want to refer to it as, him, her, whatever. I call it the Most High. So when I got this text back, it was very baffling and it was very disappointing, because it's not just like, hey, do you want to connect? And no, we don't like each other. Cool. It's just like, this is getting in the way of starting to build a replacement for the Department of Health and Human Services for single American mothers. Like, now you on my nerves. And this is what I go through day after day after week after week, because 98% of the population don't know that they don't know what they don't know. So the comment come back, it's not the content nor the information, because the audacity of, you spent hours with me, and I probe people. Know I probe them, and then when we get off into some tangents, I'm giving information that most of y'all realize is first impressions to a lot of y'all. And when I say, I'm referring to the people who's met with me on like the business level, or let's learn more about each other to see if we can do something together for the community. So they know that A lot of people I talk to, if I tell them, hey, look, have you heard of driver versus traveler? Because we can reduce police shootings in the nation by 80% if we all knew what the word driver meant. They know that they didn't know that shit 2 days ago. So if I spend 2 hours with you, or 3 hours, or 4 hours with you, and give you just because of your own natural curiosity, and I'm answering questions, and we're talking about this, or you're saying that, and I'm giving you feedback, and I give you first impression for 30 topics that were new to you, that blew your mind, changed your life even, and you hop on my YouTube channel because I sent you a video. Like I'm to the point now where I send certain people a video that's relative to what I need them to explore, to bridge a gap or something. So if I send you the small business freedom video, well, now you got my channel, which is cool. That's what it's there for. And if you decide to look at other videos and other content that I didn't direct to you, then cool. That's what it's there for too. But the thing was, it said, I saw your video on tarot card reading, which I do tarot readings, not as often as I used to. I'm connected with the source. I'm omnipresent. Like, I used to help people without it, but I found that the cards were given to me without explanation to help certain people get the message better and make it easier to communicate with them. Certain people need certain tools and certain applications to do different things. The pastor was given a Bible. It's just like people on these networking sites will say, you know, oh, you gave this great information and then you posted something salesy at the end, so you ruined the whole message. And it's like, since when? Only for ignorant people who want something to complain about would say that, because there's billions and billions of people probably that go to church and the pastor delivers a powerful message, and then at the end gives you 3 sales pitches about the tithes, the roof fund, and the Christmas party offerings. Nobody discounts the message because of the tithes and offering. Fucking retarded people don't see how hypocritical they are. So then they want to demonize you because you're just starting your brand and you're scrambling to grow in the middle of a fucking recession. And the people who started 30 years ago want to tell all the idiots following them that if somebody asks you, do they want to do business with you after giving you free information, then they're a demon. But when you study how they got started, they'll tell you, we used to cold call people all day long, but then they're calling you a spammer for sending a message in their inbox. Or they'll tell you they used to go randomly knock on people's doors, but then they're saying something's wrong with you today for being in their inbox. But y'all don't see how dumb y'all look. So they said, I saw your video on tarot card reading and I stay clear from divination. That's a complete no-go for me. And then I brought up the Most High part because this part is irrelevant, but it's in there. So I was like, more shit that's in the way. So in the conversation, if they talking about whatever, you know, the most, I'm gonna refer to it as the Most High as usual, and they say something, and then I respond to it about the subject, and I say the Most High or however it goes, and they go, no, the Almighty Sovereign is what I call it. I'm like, cool, okay, I say the Most High, you say the all, no, and they're saying the Mighty One. And this is a psychological problem because it's a projection issue, because never did I say the Mighty One. I don't call the Most High the Mighty One. The fuck does that sound like a cartoon? But every time they're repeating it, they're saying the mighty one because that's their own projection issue of whatever the fuck they got historically with somebody said mighty one or whatever they believe, whatever happened to them in life where the mighty one was something to them. I don't know what the fuck the mighty one is. I say the Most High. But she said, yeah, yesterday you mentioned numerous times. No, I said the Most High, and then you was telling me how you say it's the Almighty One, and I say, well, cool. I call it the Most High. It's the same thing. No, it's the top, and I'm like, okay, let's play English here. If you're referring to the Almighty Sovereign, as you put it, as being the top, and I say the Most High, what is above the Most High if it's the Most High? If the scale only goes up to 100 and the Most High is 100, then what's above the Most High? The Almighty Sovereign would be 100, right? So if I say the Most High, isn't that the same thing you're saying? Well, no, because and then she would put in the Mighty One. I'm like, I didn't say the Mighty One. So you know me, I give a few moments to try and educate. Because it's communication that's now suffering. So anyway, the important part here is not that part. It's the middle part that I want to address today. I saw your video on tarot card reading, and I stay clear away from divination. That's a complete no-go for me. Because she has, without going into context, she has a certain religious belief, which the word, you know me, the word belief is not to know, and that's the problem. People talk about shit that they don't know, and I was cool with that until it starts getting in the fucking way of saving the world. And then here's the follow-up. Because you know me, I'll say, well, it's the omnipresence, right? Like, that's my two things. Omnipresence, I'm connected with the omnipresence. The Most High is omnipresent. It's everywhere. I'm part of everywhere. We're already connected. See, the problem is a lot of these people don't know how ignorant it is to say, I'm literally one of the few things that I could say I have fear of. And I don't care what you call them, him, her, it, the Most High, whatever. But if you talk to me and you not connected, and you're working on your getting connected with them, because something wrong there. The Most High is omnipresent. It's already connected with everything in existence, and the whole entire everything in existence. If you feel like you're not connected, then please stay away from me. Thank you. So they go, not the omnipresence you're referring to. And this is why this stuff, but I'm going to show you why people want you to keep it out of business. But there's a particular reason why they want you to keep it out of business. But see, the problem is, if you don't bring this up, it's going to hurt the business later, because it's going to fuck up the relationship when y'all situations don't gel well later on. And this is the undertow of why. So it's best to address all this stuff up front. Make sure you guys fit and can work together. So there is a mighty, look, and then here you go. There is a mighty one that is the ruler of earth. It's sad, man. Like, ain't nobody talking about that but you. And he is very real and very powerful. I do not rock with him at all. That's why I made a distinction yesterday between the Almighty Sovereign and the Mighty One, and you making a distinction between yourself, because I said the Most High. Now let's get to real meat and potatoes of this shit. Let's look at what First of all, this is why I try to tell my everybody, you gotta know what the words mean. Um, because you gotta know what you're praying for. You gotta know what you're using the law of attraction for. Because note her own words is why I can't. This is why people don't like me. Because they didn't know what they didn't know until they try to gaslight me with this shit. That's why I use the word gaslight. But the problem is they really may not know. First of all, the book say thou shalt not judge, and you judging the shit out of me. But you may not know that you judging because you may not realize that you don't know what you don't know. So it's like, this is how crippling ignorance is. The word divine, which is what divination comes from. All right. So divination came, slightly before 1834. The word divine came, 1384. The word divine came in 1380. The word divine is of God or a God or God-like. Now, we're gonna they got both on there, capital G-O-D, little G-O-D, right? And they got God-like. So I differentiate between the capital and the lowercase because there is a difference. One's corporate America and one's, well, not corporate America, but one's the capitalized, monetized version and one's the real meaning. And then they even went as far as to say God-like. So no matter if you ignorant and worshiping the brand of God, or what God is, or you think it's anything closely remotely, they got it all covered. So the arrogance, the ignorance, the audacity of someone who wants you to believe that they are God-like, in their own words telling you that anything God or God-like, they're is a complete no-go for them. And you just gotta look, let me be big on the screen for this one. And you just gotta sit there and look like this is painful. It's painful because this is what's in the way of helping single American mothers. A conversation where the person don't even realize they don't fucking know what they talking about. And then when I get online and I share and I comment about this shit, the dumbasses want to be like, oh, look at Pasha, he complaining again, or he talking about that, he don't know, this is why we don't rock with this. No, you're fucking retarded. I just been so patient over the years. I've been so patient because I feel bad for y'all, because I know I don't feel bad. Bad is not what we think it is. I have empathy for y'all because in the gym pop, because I know you don't know any better. Most of y'all, some of y'all are part of the problem, and you're weaponizing and you're manipulating and taking advantage of people by pretending not to know. But the majority of people don't know. They really have genuine good intent. They just fucking everything up because they don't know that they don't know. This chick just told me that everything God, capital G-O-D, little G-O-D, is a no-go for her, in an argument about why she's telling me the tarot cards turned her off. Because I guess it's seen as a demonic thing to some people. God Most High the Omnipresence put semi-automatic pistols in the hands of every American opportunity has the opportunity. And it's not, the gun is not evil, and the gun is not holy. The gun is a tool, the success of which is caused by the intent of the user. You know, there's preachers. What? Divination. Oh, you're talking to entities and spirit. Possibly you're talking. Your pastor come in and say, the Most High told me give you this message today. You don't stand up and say, no, Pastor, we're not supposed to be doing no divination. Now, what makes your pastor any more connected than me? Because you believe you not? Dumb shit. It's not like, I don't know nobody's pastor that came down and said, yeah, I just arrived today from heaven. I have my orders, my instructions. No, I wasn't born on earth. I didn't go to school with your great aunt. I didn't you know what I mean? Like, they grew up on the block as somebody, you know. What make them different? What make you okay with them passing the collection plate around after they told you some shit that supposedly the Most High told them? Go look at the book, get this scripture, and then put this message together for you and paint this picture. What's the difference between that imagination, and at least the energy causes a certain card to be on the same frequency to pop out with the message on it to be interpreted by both of y'all? At least we can both sit there and look at the card. I guess you ain't heard of the pastors that manipulate and or claim that these messages are a certain thing so they can manipulate their following. Oh no, that's but divination. Okay, we're gonna go with that, right? So you see how stupid that was. Now let's look into what's going on here. Because see, the problem with these people wanting, oh, give me a post on LinkedIn that says top 12 reasons why this is this. You can't. Imagine going to take an 8-year degree. Y'all know I'm anti degrees, but I'm just saying they're not necessary. But imagine going and looking forward to taking an 8-year course of study, and you're looking at the syllabus that says this word is what we're going to learn, that word is what we're going to learn. We're going to learn this word and give you a little bit of clip, and you read. Let's just make it make sense. 12 line items on a syllabus. What satisfaction do you have in feeling like you knew any more than you did the day before about the 8 years of study just because you read the 12 line items of what to expect on the syllabus? That's how fucking dumb y'all are. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because y'all look at me like something's wrong with me. I frame everything to, if it ain't gonna win a court case, if this was a mock trial, then what the fuck am I wasting my time talking about it for? Y'all talking about what you believe. Y'all talking about y'all feelings and shit. And then you wonder why shit's the same as it's been 70 years ago. The problems you had today is the same problems your great grandmother had, and you wonder why. And I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna put it on you. You ain't accepted from the people who bringing you the truth that you part of the problem yet. So why should we even try? Why don't we all just go join the Illuminati and help them just get rid of everything? So let's get back to this. Apparently, the religious person says that anything of God or a God or God-like is a complete no-go for them. All right. So to single mothers in America, that's what's holding us up. Right? Now, here's the thing. These words are dangerous. Pasha, why do you be saying you're not professional? Well, because profession, which is where professional comes from, as you can see here on the bottom of the screen, like I said, you don't understand what religion is, first of all. And because you don't understand what religion is, you don't understand that you're practicing certain religions, even though you may think that you're not. The word profession is a vow made by a person entering a religious order. And you can see that's the 1200. Before 1200, it was a noun. The verb came out in the 1300s, before 1333, they say, where it profess is to take the vows of a religious order, a back formation from the earlier profession. So all of this professional shit that y'all talking about is because you guys negligently or intentionally have taken a vow and entered a religious order. Now, why am I bringing that up? Because you can't, let me get big on the screen here. You can't serve two masters. And that's what your problem is. It's not that you hate me. It's that what happens is there's an energy that you sense with me that conflicts what you've been suffering through. If you go to work and your boss tells you, first of all, you allow them to tell you that they're your boss. And then they tell you, instead of you telling them that you're your own boss and they're just your biggest client, but they tell you you can't work on these projects anymore because I didn't hire you to do that. I hired you to do this, and that's what you're going to do. And it offended you and made you mad, and you wanted to leave. Why do you think that is? It's because the profession that you're in is a religious cult. But here's the catch that makes the difference that you're not considering, because you don't know religion. You signed up for an occupation. Now, when y'all talk about the music industry, right? Many people, they be like, oh, it's a cult. It's a cult stuff going on. And they be doing spirit, they be working with spirits and demons and they be getting possessed and all this, right? Well, what do you think the word occupation means? See, occupation means the act of holding or possessing lands or goods. This is why you are what? A human resource. What's another word for resource? Lands or goods. So what incarnation? Hey, what incarnation can actually do the act of holding or possessing something else? A spiritual entity. It tells you right here in the definition. Later it became business employment. Later it became that. Right? It was borrowed from Old French occupation, from Latin occupatunum, right? Which meant a taking possession. A taking possession. So you show up, they say, do you professional? You take your vow into their religious cult, and they assign you an occupation. What? They assign you a possession. They're paying you to be possessed by the spirit of whatever title they give you on your schedule. The same way if you were a forklift driver in your mind. Think about this. You're a forklift operator. You are you. This is you to your mind. What do you do when you go to work? To do your work, you hop in another body. That body is the forklift. That body is built and designed and is made to give you control of it so that you can manipulate it to conduct your business through that body to achieve your goals, and you're not even on the same dimensional existence or plane of life as it. That's what makes you a human resource. That's why they call it an occupation, because when you off the clock, you're not possessed by the same spirit. So you religious, you want to talk to me about divination, but you go to work and don't tell them nothing about. You don't want to be possessed by the enemy anymore. No, because they're encouraged, ironically, to be occupied, to produce, to gain wages, because they want you to pay the tithes. Kind of backwards. So your whole, before you come at me about my little tarot card, religious people, your whole system is fucked up. And I didn't have a problem just understanding your attitude. The word minority means childlike mind. Attitude means position. I understood your position. But you want to attack me because you don't know shit. So you go and you say divination is a total no-go for you. So that means everything God like God. That's why you don't like me. I'm God. I'm little G-O-D. I'm God. I'm most high. I'm omnipresent because I'm connected to source. So once you connect to source, you become source is with you. Source is in you. You are a source. You got to be enlightened to know that. So you don't like the vibe because you said it yourself, your own words. Everything God like, capital G-O-D, little g, D-O-G, is a complete no-go for you. which means you're actually what you say that you hate the most. You're really opposition. Then you go to work and get occupied by entities as they possess you in occupation. Then you want to hate on me because I have the proper influence. And that's why you can't adapt to the frequency. This is why my logo, my brand thing says join the frequency. It don't say join the movement, it say join the frequency. See, because the influences are flowing from the stars to act upon the character and destiny of people. Are flowing from the stars that act upon the character and destiny of people, as we covered in a video the other day on influence. But you're saying all divination is a complete no-go for you. So where is your flowing come from? If it's not from even the capital G-O-D or the little G-O-D or anything God like, where is your flow flowing from? If it's not flowing from the stars to act upon your character and destiny of you as a people, where must your flow be flowing from? And this ignorance is what's holding up the opportunity to position you to be on your way to becoming a resource for single American mothers. So I must simply accept it for value that despite the checklist of authentication of credentials and intent of what you want to do, I have to accept that the Most High says you don't qualify yet. And that's why you removed yourself from the opportunity to help save the world. And I'm tired of every fucking time. This is what the shit boils down to. Our people perish due to lack of knowledge. So that single mother that perishes next week, it's not gonna be because, I mean, partly it'll be because of whatever, herself. But you gotta start taking responsibility and accountability that next one that passes is gonna be because of you. It's no wonder these people over here in Russia and China want to drop the bomb on what they see, what they believe, here we go with belief, not to know. They may or may not know the United States ain't America. So this is poor representation. They got us all out here looking like we dumbasses. And the rest of the world like, yo, we need to get rid of them motherfuckers because they fucking up the whole world. It's no wonder. You don't even know basically that in your attempt to tell me how religious you are, you just told me that you a devil worshiper. Or at least something else. But the point of the matter is, none of that matters to me. You're deciding to have that be the impasse to why we can't help the community get it. And that's the problem I have with y'all business owners. And that's why you hear me talking about how dumb shit is, how fucking stupid society is, and how we need to just get rid of shit. Because it's in the fucking way. And we don't have time for these little temper tantrums based on shit that you don't even know you don't know. It's painful, man. It's painful. It's painful. It's painful. It's traumatic. It's trauma. And so here's the thing. If you're going to say the tarot cards are evil, I mean, I put this on my Facebook. It's on LinkedIn. I posted this a couple of times, maybe in the last few years. But Siri on the iPhone is documented. It's actually a demon that summarizes. Or hold on. Matter of fact, let's do this. Because I'm so sick of ignorance. I'm so sick of ignorance. I don't know what to do sometimes, but like I don't know how to fix it without like destroying everything. I don't know how to fix it without destroying everything because it's in the fucking way of everything, and I just want to fix it. I just want to fix it. All right, so here, look. Because people don't know what they don't know. So here's the original spelling of Siri. Here's the seal of the demon. Also spelled seer or Siri, seer, S-E-I-R. But you see the original spelling is S-E-E-R-E. It's pronounced Siri, right? All they did was put eyes, but for those who know that the vowels are interchangeable and they don't matter because originally it was just consonants. But that's another lesson for people that don't know. So, no, you can look at this. I mean, it tells you that probably a derivation from Hebrew, sire, plural Sirium, hairy one or demon, prince commanding 26 legions under a Maimon, king of the east, appears as a beautiful man riding a winged horse. Now look at what his powers are. Runs errands, a task facilitated by the fact that he can traverse the entire earth instantly, brings many things to pass suddenly, tells truly about theft, hidden treasures, and many other things, good-natured and cooperative. So when you tell Siri, hey, what's the weather going to be? It traverses the entire earth instantly, brings many things to pass suddenly, tells truly about theft, hidden treasures, and many other things, good natured and cooperative. You're talking to the fucking demon. How many religious people got an iPhone? So if you got a problem with tarot cards, you got a problem with everybody that got a smartphone. Because iPhones, particularly, or smartphones, could be seen as tools of divination or witchcraft due to their ability to access vast amounts of information and facilitate communication over great distances. Unless you're hypocritical. Their seemingly omniscient capabilities, such as providing instant answers to questions and predicting user behavior, could be likened to supernatural abilities historically attributed to witches. So go ahead and turn in all your cell phones. Now let's play this game. You use an AI, whether it's Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, whatever. Digital assistants could be perceived as modern day oracles, providing answers and guidance. Their ability to understand and respond to natural language inquiries might be interpreted as a form of divination or communication with spirits. The fact that these assistants can control smart home devices and predict user preferences could be seen as manifestation of supernatural powers. Let's go there. Because if you got any of this stuff, what do you mean it's a complete no-go? Social media platforms. Oh, that's where I met you. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram can be seen as tools for divination, as they allow users to predict trends, gauge public opinion, and connect with others in ways that resemble seeking knowledge from external sources. The ability of these platforms to seemingly read minds through personalized content and advertisements could be interpreted as a form of supernatural insight. What you doing with them? What you doing on Facebook? What you doing on LinkedIn? Wearable technology, all y'all. I got my iWatch, my whatever it is, my little smart watch now and shit. Same thing as the smartphones, like the devices, smartwatches, and fitness trackers that monitor health metrics could be viewed as tools for divination. Their ability to provide insights into personal health and well-being might be seen as akin to seeking omens and signs, a practice historically associated with witchcraft. What you doing with it? You want to talk about why I got to tell? What you doing with the smartwatch? What you doing with the smartphone? We better not ever hear you say, hey, Google, hey, Siri. You better not ever see you on no VR, AR, because those immersive technologies, oh, there was that word that you didn't know. Wait, the word technology. Let's do that real quick. See, I don't talk shit behind your back. I talk to you about it. And even before I did this video, I sent the person a message saying, thanks for the inspiration. I'm about to do this video. And I think you should take this picture of the definition of the word divine and divination, and feel free to tune in a few minutes later on, whatever it was, or watch in the future to learn. Because when I see what the world needs to be healed from, I produce content. I'm Big Pharma. Oh, hold on. Hold on, let me add the definition here. Drop it. Let me drop it in for you. Because it's the problem. You don't. That's why I started the channel based off etymology. It's not even about, hey, let's get you to the point where you can win your own court cases one day because you understand law. No, you got to know that the words you're using every day means something different. First of all, we got to start there as a society. Like, okay. So here's the biggest. You want to start somewhere. Since we're talking about technology, let's start here. The word technology, for those that don't believe me when I say things, but seeing is believing, was originally a treatise on the arts. From Greek, systematic treatment of an art, craft, or technique. Hold on, let me show you. Right? There you go. Technique. That's what happens when you read stuff a few times. You memorize it, and then you know instead of believe. Originally referring to grammar. See, the sense of science and mechanical and industrial arts, practical arts, collectively didn't come about till later on, hundreds of years later. This originally, the word technology was referring to grammar. So because you don't know true technology, you don't know that you're misusing the technology when you say, or maybe you said what you meant, maybe you knew, but chances are you didn't realize you were misusing the technology of the word divination and just sat up there and said that everything capital God and or a little lowercase of God or a lowercase God or godlike is a complete no-go for you. Why? Because you don't know technology. And because you don't know technology, it's going to be some unnecessary single American mothers that continue to suffer because you want to attack me based off of your emotional attachments to beliefs without knowledge of. What's up, my guy Hassan? Always on the support tip. I appreciate you, my guy. No, I'm just not some random angry person just venting about shit on post online. I'm trying to help y'all motherfuckers heal because you don't realize you're sick. And everywhere I go, y'all got that sickness. I appreciate you, Hassan, for sharing that for those who celebrate at this time. But I think you and I might know that ain't no New Year in the middle of winter. You know what I mean? We can announce that in the spring when the cycle starts over again. That would be the new, right? But we're talking about how beliefs play into things anyway, and that's a perfect example right there. That's why I don't celebrate holidays, birthdays. I haven't even celebrated my own birthdays in over 20 years because they're not true. There's no holiday on the calendar that's American. All of it, all the ones you think they're United States. The rest of them are from other countries. Christmas is European. Thanksgiving is European. all this stuff is from somewhere else, but people don't know what they're doing. They just go along to fit in. They just normatively socially influenced. They do what everybody else do. When in Rome, do like the Romans. Well, this is America. Well, let's get back to it. We almost done. So if you get the VR or the augmented reality, right, these immersive technologies could be interpreted as a form of modern day mysticism. The ability to create and explore alternative realities might be seen as supernatural powers, similar to shape-shifting abilities attributed to witches in historical accusations. See, for all you know, they got rid of the very best scientists and alchemists of the time and called it the Salem witch trials. This is how dangerous such an one ignorant person could be, because that one ignorant person could rally up multiple ignorant people, and then you have the Salem witch trials. And they go and get rid of all the powerful scientists, like the herbalist doctors, like the holistic doctors, all disappeared. That's kind of like what it looked like back in the day. They just didn't have social media. They say, hey, you know what? All the scientists just disappeared from America. Like they weren't on the United States side. They all just disappeared. You ain't see that? Ain't nobody say they were buried. They just, what happened to, that would be on social media. They didn't have that back then. Then they can go in the papers and print and say, yeah, there was witchcraft and we had to rally up and get right. And everybody would be reading it now. That's a social media. Oh, there's witches. Oh, okay, that's what happened to. But meanwhile, what they did is, because of their ignorance, became collective ignorant. They didn't realize that science wasn't evil, or they confused science and alchemy as magic and called it evil. And now you're walking around doing magic on your smartphone and your smartwatch, talking about, oh, divination is a no-go for you, as you talk to Siri. What link you talking about, Hassan? So we covered VR. Yeah, okay. So now let's get into this. Okay, you don't want to be down with all divination is a no-go for you completely. Okay, what about your cryptocurrency, your blockchain technology that you're looking forward to? Yeah, because the speculative nature of cryptocurrencies and the use of blockchain for transactions could be likened to the divination practices. The complex algorithms used to predict market trends and outcomes might be viewed as modern form of fortune telling or supernatural insight into future events. Oh, yeah, I'm not on StreamYard, but hold on. What's your email address? I'm good with you hopping up here, man. You be supporting for a minute. Let's add some value to this shit. All right, so while Hassan doing that, cryptocurrency, blockchain. We just covered that. All right, drones. The unmanned aerial vehicles used for surveillance or data collection might be viewed as tools for gaining knowledge from above, right? This could be associated with historical practices of seeking divine insight from the heavens, potentially leading to misinterpretation of supernatural abilities. You're getting beamed a signal from somewhere else that shows you a picture of what's happening. That's astral projection. How about the smart home devices, the gadgets, the automated home functions, the smart thermostats and lights? Could be seen as having magical quality. The ability to control the environment remotely or through voice commands might evoke associations with witchcraft, particularly the historical belief in witches' ability to manipulate their surroundings supernaturally. You want to go there? Like I said, people don't understand how hypocritical they are. Facial recognition technology. Again, let's look at your iPhone, your Android. Some of y'all got to scan your iris to get in someplace. The ability for devices to recognize and identify individuals through facial features can be seen as a form of supernatural insight. This technology, often used in smartphones and security systems, might be interpreted as having the power to see beyond normal human capabilities. Here we go with this predictive algorithms. AI-driven predictive algorithms used in various applications, from weather forecasting to consumer behavior prediction, could be seen as modern form of prophecy. The ability to seemingly predict future events or outcomes might be interpreted as a supernatural power, similar to the divination abilities attributed to witches in historical contexts. Nah, this is what y'all asked for, though. Religious community. I know y'all don't have none of this. Biometric scanners. Devices that can read fingerprints, retinal patterns, or even DNA could be viewed as having supernatural abilities to discern hidden truths about individuals. This might be likened to the historical belief in witches' ability to uncover secrets or identify individuals through mystical means. What about those quantum computers? I know y'all not involved with none of this. I know y'all not getting no electric pumped to your house, because that's probably being distributed through an electric quantum computer. And the complex and often counterintuitive principles of quantum computing could be misinterpreted as a form of supernatural computation. The ability to perform calculations that seem impossible for classical computers might be seen as harnessing mystical or demonic powers, like Siri on your iPhone. Let's go ahead and go there. Neuralink, brain-computer interfaces, technologies that allow direct communication between the brain and external devices could be seen as a form of telepathy or mind control. You want to be all divination is a no-go for you because you saw a tarot card? This might be associated with historical accusations of witches being able to influence others through the actions of supernatural, through their thoughts or actions supernaturally. So I know you ain't got no Wi-Fi in your house, right? You ain't using no Wi-Fi. Matter of fact, you got a smartphone, but you are not connected to the network, right? Because that'd be like telepathy. Holographic displays. I know you weren't hyped that they did the Tupac concert with the holograph. because the ability to project a three-dimensional image in mid-air could be interpreted as a form of conjuring or illusion casting. This technology might be seen as similar to the supernatural ability to create apparitions or manifest spirits, often attributed to witches in historical accounts. So in conclusion, many modern technologies possess capabilities that, when not fully understood, could be misinterpreted as supernatural or demonic. Appreciate you. And meanwhile, all this ignorance is blocking us getting you in position, because you're going to use, out of all, if you go to, like, this video's on the channel, so everybody that been following me know there's 500 videos of pure knowledge, high free value knowledge. And of all the things you could have looked at to say, this is why I want to work with you, you come back and say, I saw a video on a tarot reading, and that's going to prevent me from going forward. Because what that was really showcasing was not it was protection. Like, you feel like that did something for you. That's the Most High protecting me and the people I would have put the wrong person in front of, is the way that really works out. Hassan, just send your email. And that's why I get this, right? Instead of us helping single American mothers and organizing and mobilizing to prevent them from struggling and suffering as much tomorrow, so we can empower our communities, this is what we get in response. No, it's and they said that the content nor the information, she cool with that. But because you saw a tarot card reading on my page, you stay clear from divination. That's a complete no-go for me. So if it's a complete no-go for you, I met you on social media. I know you got a smartphone. We've already established the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy used that as a byproduct is sacrificing the very people you want to help, single American mothers, because you're letting the ignorance of you not knowing what you don't know prevent you from getting in position to help the people you say you want to help the most. But you're not the only one. This is the problem with many people, and they just haven't the right experience to accept themselves for who they are yet, so that they can grow beyond the current handicaps. Because when you said that, I know you felt like you was telling me something, and you were. You say you can't put your email in the chat? But look, I'm gonna tell you what. It's Pasha Pavo. Right? Just put that in Google and send me your contact information, and let's link up and build. Let's talk. Let's meet, and we might as well just do a show together on something, and we can talk about all that other stuff at that time too. I mean, I don't know about the wrench. I ain't, I don't. But we can definitely start doing maybe some content together. Let's start there. We won't let you. Okay. So yeah, hit me up on the social. If you put it Pasha Pablo in Google, all it pop up, so you can pick whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I'd be LinkedIn, whatever, and just hop on there, hop on LinkedIn or whatever, and send me a message. And let's schedule a time and do a discovery brief via Zoom. So that's it. For y'all that just joined in the last however many minutes, if you go back, I probably gave the danger zone of the backstory for like the first 30 minutes, because this is very, very this is not a light subject, because like I said, this example, this case study is preventing someone who has a great idea, who has a great calling. Now, you may say, like think about it. Reading tarot cards is the exact opposite of creating psychology infused logos. Like, being able to read messages in a picture is the opposite of being able to put a story in a design. It's the equal opposite of what you probably need me to do as part of a bigger project. You most likely need a logo, and you need branding and marketing. You need me to apply psychology. You need me to almost practice telepathy. You need me to perform the exact opposite of reading tarot cards by printing one as your logo. Like, how dumb is that? That's the very skills that what makes me top tier to do what you need done is what you see as preventing you from getting it done. That's how the enemy works. If you want to call yourself religious, because in the story, Eve goes and disregards the message that she was given, the directions that she was given, supposedly, allegedly, as they say. And that caused only the rest of humanity to suffer all this time, right? Per the story. So if you start off in conversation telling me, not start off, but if the conversation ends in gratitude of how excited you are that you followed the instructions and you came to speak with me, I'm looking for a sign. Then how ironic is it for you to basically do the same thing that Eve did, and now it's costing the people that you want to support? that opportunity. That's the way you gotta look at this stuff, y'all. It's that simple. Check your inbox, Hassan. Yeah, like everybody else, for everybody else, you can hit me up on, like I said, if you put it in Google, Asha Paro, I pretty much operate the most on Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm just starting to get into, I mean, I've had Instagram, but I'm just starting to get into it. So the quickest way to get a hold of me is Facebook or LinkedIn. So that's where we at. It's causing a lot of problems, and it's a lot more than just religion. You know, like I said, you gotta know what the words mean, and that goes a lot further. All right, son, come on, because I'm basically done. So, but I'm kind of interested in what you had to add for value. So let me know in the comments below for those that made it this far, or you catch this, just chop up in pieces or something later. You know, what's your take on it? What's your perspective on it? Did you know what divination really meant? Because I hear it all the time. People trying to say it's evil, and that's the thing. A lot of stuff's going on to get you separated from what's supposed to be your power and turn against yourself. So when you see someone who's operating in, attempting to operate in, operating close to, in the vicinity of their power, it puts a fear factor in you that you don't know what to do. All right, hit your camera, son.
What up? What up? Salute.
Always a perfect day. Hassan, welcome to the channel. Appreciate your time, my guy, and support.
I appreciate you, Basham. So I've been watching you. I like what you talk about. So I just came out on here real quick, introduce myself so we can have a proper introduction. Salute to you. Keep up the great work. Happy New Year. And I'm gonna send you, well, right now in the private chat, I'm gonna send you a couple of channels. Go check out. It's similar to what you talk about. You can link up with them, go on their panel. They have a StreamYard or Restream. Talk to them, be on panel, meet. Maybe they come to your channel, you know.
And you connect with them?
Yeah. Connect with them. So
no,
it makes
you you already connected with them?
Two of them. One of them. The other one I follow, but I've never been on his panel. I'm gonna explain to you what they each talk about, so you have an idea what they talk about. So this guy right here, he doesn't do lives or nothing, but his videos are great. He's called Johnny Harris. I don't know if you heard of him. He does a lot of good politics. His video editing are amazing. It's similar to what you be talking about. So check him out.
I'm gonna tell you what we do. I'm gonna tell you what we do, son. You just link with me. Hold on, you just link with me on Facebook, right? So send me these in the messenger on Facebook, and we can politic and get together and maybe all come on and do a show together since you already connected with them. That
Okay,
way I can save the information and have it on the Facebook Messenger. It'll be in one
okay, I
place.
got you. I got you. No
All
problem.
right. And that would include you too. Like if it's only a couple of them, then we can come on here 4 deep, have a topic, and go ham on it. All right.
All right, no problem. I'll talk to the guy and we all come and link up.
You got a channel too, right?
Yeah, I got a channel. I go live.
Let
But I
people
don't.
know,
What?
let people know where they can find you at.
At Hassan Tahir show, as in you see me in the chat. Now, if that doesn't show up, usually what you got to do is put at Hassan Tahir 681. It'll be like a faster way to find my channel because so I do go live. I do have people, and then that's the best way to grow. You link up. That doesn't mean you're gonna like everybody, you know. Check out their channels, see if you like the vibe, and you grow from there. Meet new people. You go to their channel, maybe they come to your channel. You get new subscribers. You got to expand, and that's how I look at it.
Absolutely. And for the people who do watch, it's good to know that the community isn't narrow and there's people in different places that overlap on certain topics, vibes, feels, flows, and calls for action for the future. So it's definitely great. I appreciate you taking the time and making sure you got on here to say that and give us the opportunity to build in a future like that. What you got coming up?
Oh, I want to talk about how society is changing. People need to start realizing that the world has changed big time, whether we like it or not. The way is heading. It doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. It is changing. People need to start waking up. We're heading to a big disaster. That's how if you pay attention closely, it's going to be a big, massive war coming our way. So people need, especially in America, because the majority of America, they don't understand the outside world and their culture or what's really going on. Like they're stuck in America mostly. I'm not saying the others are not, but at least they're aware what's going on in America. They're aware what's going on in their country more than Americans. So my fellow Americans, we start to wake up. And what?
Well, I was gonna say, where are you located?
I'm in the West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you bring up a great point, and I kind of hinted on that earlier about the United States. They know that I speak on here is not America. It's separate. It's different. But the United States is what's conducting all of this world shit. But to the world, they see it as America. So we're all collectively like getting blamed for what they do because we don't know any better, don't like prevent them from doing stuff and just let them run wild as the United States. So speak on that dynamic a little more, because that's part of what we might need to look at as a society is how are we being represented on the global scale, because it's going to come back and affect us in some way eventually, no matter what.
The best way to explain that, Asha, American government, whether we like, they have blood on their hands. They do dirty business, whether we like to admit it or not. It is what it is. Every ally that the United States have worked with got backstabbed, whether we agree with their leadership or we don't. That's why the world's starting to turn on America. Like, yeah, we can't trust you guys. Look what you did to this guy, and he's been loyal to you for 40 years, while at the same time on your Fox News or CNN paint him as a dictator. Make sense of that. And behind the scenes, you're backing him up. Or even though he's not a dictator, they're still pumping him out and encouraging that behavior because they're getting resources out of it. Oil, diamond, gold, gas, whatever. They're getting something out of it.
Right.
In France, they were stealing 80% of what's that country called? Burkina Faso in Africa. 80%. And the country of that, look at the wealth they have, and they're still poor because France was stealing it and the government was helping them doing it, and they get to stay in power. The military, what?
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
My bad. But yeah, so they had a coup. They removed the government. He took over. He said, no, that stuff is going to go back to the people, France, and he kicked France, the military, and the embassy out of there.
Mhm.
They tried to assassinate him a couple and they painted it. All of the dictator has taken over because he's actually given back to the people. So in the world, when you become a leader, you're kind of, sorry for the language, but screwed. Because either you're gonna label a dictator, or you gotta play their game, or they're gonna come and get you.
Mhm.
You can't satisfy them. You're gonna give us what you have, and we'll leave you alone, or we're coming for you. It is what it is. So some leaders say, you know what, I'm the dictator. Screw it. I'm the evil boogeyman. So there's a lot of that going on, and it's not a conspiracy. It's realistic. It's been proven. Look what happened to the Egyptian president. 31 years as president, did whatever the U.S. and the West wanted him to do. Before that, he was vice president. He was a commander of the Air Force. He was in the Air Force for Egypt, and they just sold him out. Nope, you broke the law. And he went to court. He went to prison. He got out, and he passed away. The Tunis leader, same thing. 24 years, loyal to the French and to the Belgian. They've been backstabbing. So history's repeat itself. It's not just Americans, the Europeans too. The Western Europeans, at least.
Well, you bring up a great point, because what people need to understand is that a lot of people are put into position by the people that go to war with them later on. And then there's a gap in between of what happened in that time period. Osama bin Laden, we know him and his family was CIA. Saddam Hussein was CIA, right? The Taliban was trained purposely to destabilize the area. Like, we know this stuff. So my question is, when is the American people going to wake up to realize that if they're doing this propaganda on the world stage, what makes them think they're not doing it to the American people to keep them off balance?
Well, okay, look at it like this though. The America, the only difference, we don't see bombings on our cities. We don't see tanks coming blowing the house out.
No, not other people doing it to America, but the United States doing it to the American
Yeah,
people.
but in America they're doing it in a different way though. So for example, let's go racial.
Okay.
Okay, black people, put them in the ghetto, make their life miserable, make it hard. The smart ones and the athletic ones, we can take them and train them to be white. Your mindset is going to be, you ain't going to play our game. We're the boss. If you don't believe me, look what happened to P. Diddy and all those people. Now, you think they didn't know what they were doing?
Madoff.
Yeah. So you play the game, or we're going to smack you and humiliate you, and you go to prison, or you get removed from this earth. So you got to play the game. You got to play your part. You can say you're rich, but we're the real bosses. So we can get them, put them over here, and shut up. You're not helping them. Now, the white man, they're playing the different game with him. They can't go and slap him around. Those hillbillies, those racists, those rednecks. The game is different. They're telling them the Muslims are taking your freedoms. The blacks are robbing you, and they're stealing their whatever they put in their head. The foreigners coming in and taking your jobs. Okay, well, let's use our brains. What jobs are you talking about, Mr. Senator or Congressman or whatever? What job? Wait, are they taking my bank job? No. Are they taking my construction job? Mostly. I know a lot of Americans are lazy in this. Are they taking my desk job? My Walmart job? So they're coming, even if they get the job, they're doing a job that we would never do or too lazy to do. The majority of us. Construction.
I'm glad you brought that up, because yeah, I'm glad you brought that up in the way that you did. There's a divide and conquer technique on many different levels, right?
Yeah.
And then, in particular to the job thing that you're mentioning, we have to stop. There comes a time where the people of America have to take responsibility for the actions of their Walmart, which is what the United States is. It's only here to provide services for we the people. So what happens is, if the American people are saying we don't want to do this group of jobs over here, then Walmart says we still need that service facilitated in the huge giant Walmart that we represent. So we're going to, what do they do when any workplace can't find employers? They call in the temp contractors. They call in the other type of workers that are different for whatever reason, and they give them some whatever satisfy them. So they come in and do the work that they can't fulfill with maybe the labor that they wanted to originally. It's no different. So then, if the American people are going to be stupid enough to complain about it, we can't boycott. The famous quote is, "We can't boycott the system that we haven't built the system to replace it with." So we can't be mad as a collective society that they're bringing in people who want to do this stuff if we didn't want to do it. That's the bottom line.
No, you're right, but here's the problem. Americans, we the American people, are programmed in a way that we can't even get out of it. Before the social media, forget social media. Back then with the news, and I think it was, they say 70% or 75% Americans don't even travel outside their country other than their state. So they don't even know what the hell's going on. Fox News said, "You're the bad guy. You're the bad guy." That's it. The suited white man said, "You're the bad guy. It's over." I'm the terrorist. I'm the terrorist. It is what it is, but it's the program. And then social media came along, and now we're programmed even worse. Now, social media, the good thing about it, we get to meet. Me and you get to meet each other, talk, meet people from other cultures, positive. But there's also a negative side to it. And everybody, you know how it is. They turn it to, when something's good, somebody has to ruin it and make it bad.
Right.
So we're programmed. American people that never been at least government or military, they'll never understand. I will send you a video of a Russian interview back in the 80s talking about how American program, even if you show them evidence, even if you have the evidence, the pictures, they won't even believe you, because that's how much
dissidents.
Yeah, that's how bad they're programmed. I'll send you the video, you watch it. All
right. Look, man, you're absolutely right. I appreciate that. And that kind of, while we're having this
it's been fun
freestyle, that kind of really is what I think is the underpinning of the TikTok issue. Like, I posted a comment I shared a comment the other day, like today, I think somebody was talking about the TikTok. Then I was on the news. He was talking about TikTok, gets a second chance at whatever the court situation or something. I don't know. But they were saying how it was spyware that they're after, not whatever, right? And I was like, so America or the United States wants to take the spyware from the other country, and they want American to buy it so that they can spyware. Not to mention the $6 billion of ad revenue that they can get a hold of as a pirate operation. So how do you think that TikTok controversy ties into what you're talking about, which basically could be translated into the propaganda machine controlling the United States citizens?
I mean, the propaganda is always going to work. Like, it's not just TikTok; it's everywhere. For some reason, because in TikTok we're showing a little bit extra stuff. Well, wait a minute. Twitter is showing a little bit extra stuff. They're going to ban Twitter. And again, here's the problem. People need to realize this. If they ban TikTok and they succeed, well, guess what now? Facebook is next. Twitter is next. YouTube. And then it's like a domino effect. But people need to be careful what they wish for. I get it. It's bad. It's crazy. But if we allow that to happen and they get their way, guess what? The others will fall apart. Like, you guys are getting too much information. People talking. There's no longer the conspiracy theory people. 20 years ago when we looked at them crazy, now like 80% of these people, they said, is actually true now. They don't
Mhm.
want to go crazy. Like we see it. Like what the hell?
Doesn't it
Yes.
make sense though? If you're gonna bring in social media, social credit score system to regulate and control everything from how much gas you can put in your car to freedom of speech, that you would need to get a hold of that last piece because
Mhm.
the other ones are already like American based, so they're already part of the CIA and all that stuff. But this TikTok thing was outside the loop.
Yeah, yeah. And TikTok. Have you seen the Chinese TikTok? It's different than the American one.
Oh yeah, they make sure that they get the good stuff. They get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
influential, the powerful stuff, the motivation stuff, and we
The
get the dumbed
business.
down,
Yeah.
right? But then here you go, you bring up a good point. Let's step outside of social media real quick, because I saw it like this as soon as they started bringing it up, what, a year or two ago, or whenever it first came up, the problem of TikTok, and they wanted to ban it. I was like, dummy. As soon as y'all brought that up, guess what popped up? Timu. Like they already knew. Okay, they already shut down TikTok. Timu. What's the difference between Timu and TikTok in the fact of what it could be potentially doing? Where do you stop and draw the line from anything that's coming from something international, no matter if it's social media or just another website?
You don't, because look at it like this. You don't, because look at it like this. America does the same thing to them.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they're bitching about, they're doing it to them. And the
Absolutely.
Chinese and the Russian, well, f you. What the hell? We're a nuclear country too. We can play the same game. You're not playing that
Exactly.
on us. You're not gonna do that to us and play the victim. But America, even Vladimir Putin said it. America media is so powerful that like somebody punch you in the face and they be the victim at the same time. I didn't do it. Well, why you angry? And they paint the black man is angry now. This
Mhm.
Arab guy is angry now. Wait a minute, you were just punching me. I'm defending myself. Like, what the hell? But they make
Yeah,
it believable, and people believe it in this country. So now
yeah,
that's the problem, you know.
yeah, and that's part of why people like us are what I call referred to as the pagans of modern society. Like we're put outside of the city markers because we have a view that's true when everybody else is falling into normative social influence just to be accepted.
Yeah,
We're informative. We're gonna go study it. We're gonna look it up. We want the knowledge before we agree to terms and conditions. That's what makes us who we are, which is great. And that's a problem for they want the people that are easier to control.
yeah, yeah,
So we
yeah.
gotta reach critical mass, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, big guy. Yo, man, I appreciate that additional value. Send me the stuff on Facebook Messenger. Me and you gonna connect. We can do topics like this all day. It's right up my alley, as you can see. I'm doing that off the top of the head, just like you. So let's get together. Let's build. Let's network. Let's grow. Okay.
Appreciate you, man. Salute. Good night. Happy New Year.
Always every day. Appreciate you. All right, that's my guy Hassan. He's always in the comments supporting, and from that effort, I had to give him the opportunity to come on here when he asked, because he's been rocking with me for months now. I appreciate it, and it takes a lot of guts and balls to put comments on these type of videos, because your name does show up there in support next to it, and we stand on truth together, and that's what we need. 1 + 1 is 2, and so on, till we reach critical mass. Pasha Paro.